Welcome, listeners and viewers, to the latest episode of the Alfie Dundas podcast. I'm joined by Andrew Mensah. Thank you for joining us. If you don't know Andrew, let's get a little bio.
Oh, nice, man.
Stand-up comedian extraordinaire.
No.
Podcaster.
A little bit.
National treasure. Football are we saying pundit? Commentator?
No, I'll just say a football fan that does shows about football.
You might have seen Andrew. Andrew hosts a show. You used to be on the Sky. It's the Fantasy Football Sky Sports show, right? With Matt Lucas.
Matt Lucas, Ellis James, yeah.
And now, is that still running?
No, it's done with.
But you've got a new show.
I do a show with the Premier League.
With the Premier League?
Yeah, I was doing that, to be fair, at the same time. That started around the same time, Fantasy Football.
And is that the one? Because I also saw a show that you used to do. I think it's the first time I saw you where you would like interview people about their kit.
No, so that was what I wore. That's a show I created at BT Sport, now TNT Sport. But I left BT to go with Sky.
Nice.
Because I follow the money.
Because of the paycheck. They got the paycheck. And obviously, if you're a comedy fan, you might have seen Andrew on TikTok and Instagram. He runs a lot of live shows. The We Saw That shows are really taking off at the moment, which are
man.
Kind of like, I mean, not purely crowd work shows, but in that direction of like live shows, new material each time.
Yeah. So how we run it is like we do a lot of crowd stuff, but we also like, me and Bemi will write or do things together. So like things that might happen. So like someone, like for example, like someone emailed basically saying Bemi was anti-Semitic, innit?
Yeah, I saw,
So
that was me actually.
So we did like things like that about it on stage. Yeah, so it's like a lot of crowd stuff, but a lot of stuff that's been happening between us, and we just write gags about it.
And you seem to have really like monopolized the football comedy overlap. Like you are the top football comedian.
Do you reckon?
Or the funniest pundit.
Also, I'm the best footballer.
Now, okay,
comedian.
I'm glad we got to hear. I listened to you on another podcast, the Matt Lucas and David Williams podcast.
Yeah.
As I was prepping for this interview, because I do know you, but I was also just like, I'm gonna see if I can get any other gossip off another podcast. So go listen to that if you're bored of this one. But you okay? There's a few things you said in that really early on where I was like, that is so ballsy to put out in front of David Williams. Number one, you said you could have gone pro.
I reckon I could have gone pro. Yeah.
Explain that to me. So you were playing youth
So I started
football.
So basically, I was like, let me be real. Amongst the pros, man is average at best. Let's be real here. So
you're saying that like it's a humble thing to say.
No.
You're saying you're an average pro level football player.
No, but what I'm saying is, okay, there's guys on my ends who are serious footballers.
Yeah.
There was two twins, Gabriel and Raphael. Obviously, they were twins, both up front, one left-footed, one right-footed. They man had two left feet. It was mad. They were crazy. Obviously, you had Ebbs.
I should say, your cousin is Eberiche Eze.
But his older brother, Kechi, baller as well. His younger brother, Chima, baller. There was serious ballers. There was guys.
Who was better when you were a kid? Was there an age at which you were better than Ebbs?
Yeah.
In what year did Eze
not
take over Mensah? That's what I want to know.
Not technically. No one is ever as good as like.
But you're a little bit older.
Yeah, I'm older than Ebbs.
There must have been a year where
it's a bully thing or like run past him sort of thing. But technically, you had him, Mark Boller. Yeah, I had a guy called in my year called Kari. These guys were serious. They all played at academies and stuff. They were serious footballers. Yeah, so I could play with them innit, but I'm just facilitating them.
Left back.
I'm right back, left back. Sometimes if it got peaks up, because on the ends we'll play whites versus blacks. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we didn't have bibs in it, so it was just easier to the white boys. But sometimes we were getting cosh and basically whoever won got to keep all the footballs for the week.
How often were the white team winning?
No, the white team were good, bro. The white team had the guys like Jack Sawyer, Matthew Kemick, like they had like good organization. Yeah. And it's not, they were very tactically, you feel me? They were doing haram ball, but they were serious. Yeah. They were serious. But but sometimes we'll be under the cosh and then Gabe and Raphael will be like, listen, Andrew get in goal, like let us do our thing sort of thing.
I'll go in.
Yeah.
I'll go in. I'm feeling I'm a bit ill.
So I was a facilitator sort of thing.
Nice.
But like amongst like average people,
You're good.
I'm sick.
You're good. Yeah, I heard
feel
you
me?
say on that podcast that you would make the England squad in the 1930s.
In the 1930s,
and
man.
I then went and looked up the 1930s.
Bro, look at the football.
Yeah.
I was saying that, like,
be a god.
I was saying this because Ellis was basically saying there's like a guy called James Charles, Welsh guy, innit? Played for Juventus, yeah. And he was basically saying he was so good, like he could play in every position, innit? And I'm like, that's not good. That means the era he's playing in is terrible. For example, for my Sunday team, if we got Harry Maguire, he wouldn't play centre back. He'd play up front. You score loads of goals, he'd be our best player. Yeah. But that's not because Harry Maguire's good. That's because we're shit.
Yes. It's like when world-class players go and play for their subpar country.
Yeah.
Subpar country, maybe I shouldn't be saying, but you know what I mean? It's like when Alphonso Davies plays for Canada, he doesn't play left back. He's like, brother, I'm on 400k. I will be playing centre mid.
It's like Andy Rosen playing like left forward for Scotland. That's how it was.
There's a few that were like some of those. It's always like a random like world-class left or right back from a country that doesn't have that many ballers will play centre back. Alaba for Austria.
Crazy.
He was like, I'm not playing right back.
He's like, no,
I'll play
what
up
I
front.
want. Yeah, I'll play what I want. Yeah, so it's kind of that vibe. But I reckon I could have made it pro then. Because I'm good technically in that.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
there's a certain level of like, I always say, because obviously when I started doing comedy, I kind of realized, oh, this is, I know what elite level
Looks
is.
like.
Yeah, there's certain things like Ebbs or Mark would do that, or they just wouldn't do, that certain mistakes they wouldn't make, or like.
Do you think that is part of nature versus nurture? Like, do you think there was something intrinsic in some of those guys you're growing up with that gave them that? Because you've named a lot of people there where you've got, a Premier League football player. I imagine some of those guys are playing like lower league football still.
Like Mark was at Arsenal.
Academy.
Yeah, made it into the first team. Then he went to Middlesbrough. Now he's at Watford.
What distinguishes between like, Eze's in the Prem, some people are in the Championship, and then you're on the Sunday League? Like, what was the click?
I think there's like a certain level of technique that they have over everybody. Like there's certain touches, certain mistakes they don't make. I don't know. Like sometimes you go to football, like sometimes I went to an NBA game and like they're just in the warm up.
Yeah.
There's certain mistakes they're not making.
Yes.
Yeah, just sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then also they just know the game.
Yeah, you can tell from the posture.
Yeah.
I remember when I was there when they unveiled Eze at the Emirates, and I was like, just the way he walks in jeans, I was like, I know he's a better football player than me. Just the way he walks, like, because I walk and like the legs lock out on every step.
Yeah, that's another thing. I always felt like that, like Ebbs and even Mark, they're very like slight guys.
They're low to the ground.
But like on the pitch, they just look big and like
great.
strong. And that's another thing, they're incredible athletes.
Do you think, because you're now one of the elite comedians of the UK.
Oh, thank you, man.
Are you better at comedy than Eze is at football? In terms of global standards?
I would, because you have to think about it's different years. So if you think about it, like Ebb's 6 years into football, I'm way better than him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm way better.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing it. He couldn't even get into Millwall. Yeah.
At the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Well, I sometimes think like if you think you're in the top 0.1% of comedians in the UK.
Do you reckon it's that small?
Well, if I'm including open micers, because the way I see the comedy scene is kind of like a pyramid.
Right.
Every time you take a step up, there's fewer people. So there's like in the UK, there's 5 stadium comedians. Then there's maybe 50 theatre comedians, and then there's maybe 150 club comedians, or whatever, 500 club comedians, and then there's like 5,000 open micers.
Yeah.
You're in the 0.1% in the same way that he's in the 0.1% of the
Premier
football
League.
pyramid or whatever.
Yeah. I look at myself like I'm a young player who plays with the first team sometimes.
Yeah.
That's how I describe my comedic.
He is getting paid more.
Yeah. That's how I describe it. Like I'm like, sometimes I open for Gervais or sometimes I open for Mo. Like I get to play with the big dogs sometimes.
What's that like? I was going to ask, because you've been on tour with Ricky Gervais, and he is one of the, him and Mo Gilligan as well. They are some of the few British comedians that are able to do genuinely huge rooms.
Yeah, I believe Ricky probably the biggest comedian in the world.
I reckon in terms of ticket sales is 100% up
Yeah,
there.
ticket
And he
sales,
broke America.
the Netflix.
What's it like opening for Ricky Gervais? Because those must be humongous rooms, and obviously everyone's there to see him. Is it a good vibe?
Yeah, well, to be fair, I don't, because he has Sean McLaughlin do most of his like stadium stuff. So a lot of stuff I've done has been like theaters when he's working out material. But it's like, it's sick. Their shows are sick because he goes out first.
Yeah.
So he goes out first and he's like, yo, I've got these guys. And then like, when he introduces you, they kind of like, oh, Ricky likes this guy, so he must be decent. Yeah. So it's fun. And like, it's like weird because it's like, obviously, the compliment I can give to Ricky is just like, he's just like a comedian, if that makes sense. Like, so the same way we would be in a green room is how he is. Yeah. But then sometimes I'm chatting, I'm like, bruv, that's Ricky Gervais, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, shit.
Well, he's
like,
also not, like, he's wearing a t-shirt and jeans.
that's another thing, bro.
Yeah.
I've never seen Ricky
Yeah.
in an outfit that wasn't a black t-shirt, black jeans, and Matalan shoes. I've never seen.
Surely you go, you've got
I'm
$1
like,
billion.
bro, you've got so much money. Get a Gucci belt.
When you hit those heights, are things going to change?
I don't think so. I think like,
I think they will.
no, I don't think so. I think I'll buy a nice car.
I'm going to clip this when you eventually, when you're like, when you
Don't
walk,
turn it to Kanye.
yeah, when we come and do a podcast in 10 years' time and you walk in a Gucci suit, I'm going to go, can we roll that clip of Andrew saying he's not going to change?
I might wear a Gucci tracksuit.
So I think what I think would be fresh for you to do when the money really rolls in on those big tours is dress like the football players do pre-match. You know, when they've got like the Armani suits,
yeah, and they got the
the
little wash
Vuitton,
bag.
the Louis Vuitton. I don't know what it is about like the wash bag wars between players. Like, I watched the Arsenal players come into the dressing room. They've all got the most ridiculously branded
It's weird.
wash bag.
So
I'm like,
weird.
isn't there soap in the?
so true. They've got everything. Yeah,
They don't have a bag. They don't have a bag, but they've got how much moisture? I think. I mean, Jokeres, it makes sense because it's the hair gel.
Yeah,
but everybody else,
everybody
I'm
else
like,
is like, bro, everything is in there in the change room already. But it's weird. It's weird how they dress and that they that because it's like it's such a mesh. I feel because of social media, everything is meshed together. So you got footballers that they look like rappers.
Well, they got some are in like trackies. A lot of the ones that I see going into like Arsenal training, it's like Ben White. These kind of chill guys.
Yeah.
They're in like Van Cleef $130,000 earrings, but then like a Balmain track.
yeah.
And you just go, there's just no,
But the footballer money is different. Though.
zero class there.
The footballer money is
However,
different.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I think go super gauche and really just.
You think you just go for it?
Yeah. Like everyone's like, oh, it's so chic, and he's walking at Fashion Week. No. I want to see the most disgusting, ostentatious show of wealth. Like, you are one of the coolest people of all time. You get to play football in front of 60,000 people. Like, just wear what you want.
It is weird that how like if we see an actor do it, like when I watch the Met Gala, I just think you don't look like a bunch of twats, but we all accept it.
Yeah.
But when it's a footballer, and I think it's a classism thing. I think people don't like someone like the fact that Wayne Rooney worth 100 million.
Yeah.
People don't like that.
No, they don't. Well, it's like some of those football players have been walking the runway recently, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is disgusting," and then you're like, "It's not worse than what you're already putting on." Most of the men are wearing shorts and suits at the Met Gala, and we're all meant to be like, "That's fresh."
Class,
No. When I make it to the Met Gala, which will be a couple years maybe, I am gonna wear. I think if you're a man, just keep it really simple, really chic, black suit, tailored.
Ooh, tailored suits, yeah.
Something nice.
You realise, I've been going to a few award shows, you realise tailored suits are underrated because people don't be tailoring their suits, man.
They're great.
It's actually mad how like a good suit can make you look
really
wonderful.
Good. I'm looking at John Mulaney, a bit of Sean McLaughlin. I'm like, they're in a suit.
Yeah.
They're in a suit and they look good.
Sean looks good in a suit.
Sean looks good.
Very good.
Also, there's that kind of British comedian who's in a suit and the tie's a bit undone, and he looks like he just got off he's like the funniest.
The Sean Walsh.
It's the Sean Walsh. It's the funniest bloke in your office.
Yeah.
Is their aesthetic. Marriage breaking down. Kids on the weekend.
Yeah.
The tie has
Late
to be
to
here.
work. Yeah.
And it's when the jacket sleeves come up.
Yeah,
the shirt comes
that's
here.
that Sean Walsh look, man. He looked like his flipping life is upside down.
Well, speaking about award shows, the other thing that you said in the podcast, which I thought was really interesting, was they said, first question, who would play you in a movie about your own life? And you said...
Damson Idris.
Yeah. And I just...
And they didn't know who he was. They're like, who's that?
I think they knew exactly who it was, and they were just like, "It's not happening."
Yeah, it's never happening.
Well, also that was like a year ago, and now he's everywhere.
He's gone. Because
he's
I watched him in I first heard of him because he was in that show Snowfall.
Snowfall, yeah.
Such a good show, but I didn't know he was from Peckham.
Everybody thought he was American in that.
Yeah, he's from Peckham, bro.
And now he's in the F1 movie.
Yeah, he was good in that as well. Brad Pitt was good in that as well.
And the
F1 movie was mad fake though. The whole movie is about them trying to crash other cars.
Is it? I didn't watch it.
It's so weird.
Is it a bit like when you watch a football movie and you're like, why couldn't no one kick off football?
No, but I think football, yeah, is the hardest sport to recreate. You feel me? So like, you just know when someone's, a baller. I don't have to explain what I mean.
You can't fake
a ball. Like
Ted
a jump
Lasso.
shot. That's why I hate Ted
Ted
Lasso,
Lasso. Also, it's the sound effect of the ball hitting the foot, and you're just like, where are we?
Yeah.
Ted Lasso, and it's also like the defender comes in and slides, and they put their foot on the ball, and they go, past, and then the whole crowd are like, whoa.
Yeah.
And
That's why I say football is the hardest sport to play.
I get really annoyed, and this is going to expose me a little bit, but like in tennis movies.
Why?
Because I actually play tennis.
Is it hard?
It's not hard. They make it look so fake.
Oh,
Challenges,
really?
you know the thing where everyone's
but
like,
Challenges is about porn. It's a porn movie.
look, it doesn't matter why I went to see it. I saw it 4 times and I enjoyed it. And I'm annoyed because I was available for casting,
No way.
as in I was around.
I'm about to say, I thought this guy auditioned for Challenges.
I did. They didn't ask me to, but I sent in an audition. It's just
so
me
funny.
naked playing tennis. I was like, I think that's the part of the film. No, Mike Feist, who played the blonde guy who's married to Zendaya, but she kind of is in love with Josh O'Connor. He's like a simpy little blonde boy who's good at tennis. And I was like, I was around that summer.
That's me.
That's me. And it annoys me that like Zendaya, I love Zendaya. I just think I don't know her, but I think she's a great actress, but she's too skinny to play a tennis player.
Oh, really?
Way too skinny. Have you ever seen female tennis players?
Yeah.
They don't walk the runway. It's like, how do you think she's going to serve? She was meant
Let
to
me
be-
ask you a question though. You see that? Is it Josh O'Connor? You said.
He played the other man.
Yeah, you see that character. Yeah, are there tennis players like that who are great but broke? I thought tennis was like a rich man's. Excuse me. Obviously, I've just become middle class,
Careful
so I don't
now.
know.
Careful.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Come onto my podcast. You respect the rich.
Yeah, but yeah, is that a thing where he's like sleeping in his car and that?
That bit, I don't know. But weirdly, the vibe I thought he was meant to give off is like Nick Kyrgios, who is the Australian tennis player who is extremely wealthy.
Talented, yeah.
But is like talented, but doesn't put the effort in. But naturally, he's
like
better
one of the
than
best,
the other people. And then Mike Feist is meant to be the like super drilled, super consistent.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. You watch those films where it's like a kind of deadbeat tennis player who was amazing and then came down. The thing with tennis is...
Which is what the F1 movie is about.
Yeah, and F1's the same. Those sports, if you're not the top 10 in the world, you make no money. The players that go to Wimbledon unseeded lose money.
Really?
Yeah, because their fee is like maximum 50 grand and they have a trainer, a nutritionist, accommodation, like a week in London. Like they got to do that for every tournament. And if they don't place, they don't get paid. And the changing room at Wimbledon, because I played at Wimbledon, the changing room.
You see that?
You see that? You see that in?
Was crazy.
That's how you podcast.
That was crazy. That was fantastic, bro.
Thank you very
You played
much.
at Wimbledon, yeah?
Not during tournament time. During the rest of the year.
Yeah.
My grandfather played at Wimbledon. But back then it was like football where it's like I've seen the highlights. I think he was just the only one
Who was playing?
who was allowed in the club. And so it was like, because back then Wimbledon started as like an aristocratic thing.
Yeah.
So it's like he was the best of the lords. It was like that didn't mean a lot. But
So
no.
you say in the changing room.
So I played there very kindly. An old English tennis player, not old, but like doesn't play anymore, called Greg Rosetsky. It's like a friend of mine, and he very kindly has taken me to Wimbledon. Because if you ever play at Wimbledon, I think if you get to the final of Wimbledon, you get a lifetime membership.
Oh, really?
The club is open all year round,
Oh, I didn't know
but they just don't do anything bar the tournament. So centre court, obviously no one can touch, but the rest of the courts,
You can play.
there's a bubble of like indoor courts where the players warm up. It's just a tennis members club, but the only way to get membership is to win or be in the final of Wimbledon. So he can just book a court and play.
Oh, nice.
And so I've played there with him and it is amazing. But you get changed in the changing rooms, and it's like it's tiny, and you're like, when the games are on, there's like 150 players here.
Got you.
It looks like a high school gym changing room. It's not like the Premier League changing rooms where they've got a massive locker each and all this space. It's like you're about to play at Wimbledon for the first time and you're unseeded and you're broke and you've got a tiny locker above someone else's locker.
Yeah.
Quite a stressful environment to then come out.
Again. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought Damson Idris was a good choice from you.
I just thought South London boy, dark skin from South. You get me, Peckham.
Yeah.
I just thought, yeah.
This connects everything together. Have you know Yannick Sinner, the tennis player?
Yeah.
Who I get a lot of comparisons to.
Yeah, bro, you look like Sinner.
I look like Sinner.
I just clocked.
I look like Sinner.
He's my favourite right now.
During Wimbledon this year, the amount of DMs people thought they were like, oh, you look like Yannick. You probably get that with Damson Idris. During the F1 movie, they go, shit, I thought you were on...
Yeah, no, to be fair, since I got a blonde hair, people have been saying Wesley Snipes, Demolition Man, Cisco. I was on the train the other day, girl just started singing Thong Song to me. I was just so embarrassed. I was like, I need to get rid of this.
Yannick Sinner a couple of weeks ago got asked who would play him in a movie. Do you know what he said?
Alfie Dundas.
Will Smith.
Oh my God. Will Smith.
Will Smith then posted a picture on his Instagram of Yannick Sinner with Will Smith's face superimposed on.
That's too funny.
That's really good. I don't think that's happening.
Great tennis movie that Will Smith's in.
King Richard.
King Richard slapped Chris Rock for that. You know when he slapped Chris Rock, yeah? I was so upset. I took the day off. Like I swear down. Chris Rock, my favorite comedian, isn't it? So I woke up in the morning, watched it, and I cancelled all my meetings. I didn't gig. I was so upset.
Okay.
I swear down. That actually happened.
Because you felt so bad for Chris.
Yeah, I just felt so bad. Yeah. Because Chris Rock apparently is a bit of a dick. So I never want to meet him.
I'm sure he's a comedian.
But he's my favorite comedian, isn't it? So when I watched it, I was so sad. And he also looked like rattled, innit?
Yeah.
I was just so sad. And then like Will Smith started crying and I was like, nah, this is just wrong.
So many things happened in that thing. I mean, like looking back at it, I'm like, I cannot believe that was
It's
real.
actually mental. I was so sad. People I took the day off.
Also his kind of stumble backwards.
Yeah.
And like
the silence, the
look to the producer on the right hand side, kind of like
this guy just slapped me in the face.
Yeah. And then having to carry on,
do the link. Like he kind of messed up his joke.
I tell you what he did very well though. He didn't talk about it for 2 years and then released a Netflix special about it.
Because for real. I went
Genius.
to see him at Royal Albert Hall, innit? I was like, yeah, this when this special drops, it's gonna be sick.
It was the first Netflix live special.
Innit? Yeah, mad.
I cannot imagine how much money he made.
Money.
Everybody else would have jumped on a podcast the next day, talked about it. He did not talk about it publicly. And so you had to go see the tour or watch the special. And so I'm just waiting to get hit.
Yeah.
But it was also just like the slowness of Will Smith walking up the stage.
Bro, it was like, I think he's gone, yeah? Because sometimes I do this, innit? Sometimes you're like, all right, man's going to do this. And then the distance is like a bit too far.
You mean to start a fight?
Or just saying anything like...
I've never felt that way.
You're going and it's like, now he's just thinking he has to go.
He has to
just go for it.
It's that great Kevin Hart bit where he's like, he's trying to start a fight with someone, they take it outside and then the guy starts stretching his legs and he goes, oh, actually, I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm good, yeah.
Someone can kick you like you're... Yeah, I would never start a fight, but if there was someone on the other side of the room chatting shit, I'd be you're lucky you're over there.
Yeah, you prick.
You're lucky I'm getting kicked out of this club. They're like, we're not going to kick you out. Fuck.
But yeah, that was a mad. I took the day off, man. That's how connected I felt to Chris Rock.
Everyone thought it was fake. I was like,
yeah, of course. Like,
this is what annoys me in comedy as well. You probably get this where you do a bit of crowd work, you do a good bit of crowd work, and then they go, that must have been a plant.
It's like, come on, bro.
Why can't I just be talented?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good at what I do.
Also, do you know how much more effort it would be
to get someone to say, yo, say this when I say this?
Do you know how much more effort it would be to fake a slap? People just don't want to believe what they see.
Yeah, but I get it though, because what you see a lot of the times is bullshit, bro. Think about the world we live in right now. We're just seeing grifters. We're seeing people say shit they don't believe. It's long, bro. So when we see something actually shocking, a part of you just goes, this can't be real.
Yeah. Well, there's a theory going on. I'm on Reddit a lot, which is a whole nother thing. But whole theory of like people that go, well, it never actually happens. There's like a theory called like it never happens. And it's like, it sometimes does.
It does.
Like shit happens. But I just don't understand when people are like, oh, well, it must have been a fake hand. And I'm just like, why is that the obvious?
Or like some people like,
it must have been.
Yeah. Some people psychoanalyze like, yeah, but the way he hit him, I'm like, yeah, he's not a professional fighter.
Yeah.
He's gonna look bad.
He would have closed his fist or whatever. I'm like,
he would have looked bad when he hit him. Do you know what I mean?
I think I thought that was real, but I remember watching it and being like, you know, when time kind of pauses and you're kind of like, oh, is that actually happened in a scenario where everything is so polished?
That's the thing, though. Like, that's what I say. If like I watch things now, and even I've worked in TV. I worked in TV for years, innit? And like it made me realize how everything is produced. So for something for that to slip, you go raw. Because I know everything is produced, every single thing. Like from what you see on Love Island, from what you see, everything is produced. Like someone saying, "Go and talk to him now."
Yeah,
do you get me? And that happens. So it's like I always felt like that with like reality TV shows. Yeah. They don't like this person, and the next thing is that they're bumping into them. Bruv, there's people I don't like, yeah? I don't see them. You don't see people you don't like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now you walk in a coffee shop and your op is there. That don't work.
If it was real reality TV, it'd be 6 years of me not seeing you, and then walking past them and
be
going,
like,
what's that?
Yeah, what's that thing?
Oh, they've walked.
Yeah, that's the reality. Do you know what I mean? But it's when I working this, I realized, say this, walk here, do this, and it's like,
you know, reality TV is not reality because it's interesting.
Facts, because reality is fucking boring.
Dull.
It's so dull.
It's really dull.
It's
nine hours of the day dull. And then like one interesting thing like
happens.
Pigeon hits a bird or something and you go, shit. That's when like my blood starts to rush you. Or two people like having a public argument on the tube. AirPods off.
Yeah.
What are they arguing about? A little bit of fun in the day.
We need entertainment, bro. I'm telling you, life is boring.
Are you hosting award shows, that kind of thing? I mean, you're kind of like an obvious pick now.
Turn them down, man.
Do you do corporates?
Turn them down.
Corporate gigs. You've done Live at the Apollo recently. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. That was good.
Live at the Apollo in a full football tracksuit.
I was just
Which team were you repping?
No, I didn't. It was like just a normal tracksuit.
It was the Adidas?
No, non-branded. I got it from Zara because you couldn't wear any brands.
Andrew.
I sold out, man. I tried to do it.
Should have called me. I could have got you a Gucci tracksuit.
Bro, I needed
We could have got you. I tell you what would have looked so fresh is if you'd done one of the Wimbledon all white.
All white.
Little tiny Nike, white on white.
Also it blends.
Boss.
Yeah.
Like Federer, like the on running, like Swiss engineering tracksuit. That's your big gig. That's peak performance.
I would have loved that.
Zara.
Honestly, they were on it though. They were like, listen,
Zara, with all that smoke, it could have gone up in flames.
That was another thing. That smoke team was bare weird, fam. They were like, you had to practice that, innit?
Take me through the process. What's it like on the day? How are you feeling when you're sitting backstage and that smoke comes out?
I was calm. Like throughout the time, I was calm. I knew I was over ready for it, so I was like, I wasn't panicking about it. But I did feel like I had to smash it for many reasons, which we'll get into. But I basically felt like, okay, there's pressure on me that you have to smash this gig, right? It has to go. So I was gigging lows up until it. So I get there. I was in the Christmas show, so it was in the afternoon, like 2 p.m. or something.
This is coming out in Christmas.
Yeah.
Great.
So it was calm. Like I was very calm. You get there, they're super cool. Your change room's all the way upstairs, and that's a bit long. And then you have to practice the walk. You feel me? So like the smoke blows.
Just like a step. And
because like the smoke, it comes up and it smokes out, innit? And then you're like,
where am I?
They're like, walk. And I'm like, bro, man can't see nothing. So you walk out into the smoke, the stage appears and that. So that was calm. And then you get dressed, they do your
What
makeup.
time are you getting there on the day?
I got there, if the show was at 2, I got there at 11:30 a.m.
Okay.
So it's like, a couple hours before, got changed, did the makeup, take the press photos or whatever. And then you're just waiting around. And then because it was a Christmas show, they had a warm-up guy. Then Josh Whittaker went out.
He's hosting.
Yeah, he was hosting. So then I was just waiting for me to go on. And they were like, they were just calm. Then it's just a gig, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I'm just waiting for man to finish, and then there's like 5 minutes or 2-3 minutes to go of his set. They're like, "Oh, walk to the back." You're just standing on this like little square thing, thing,
and you're behind the
you're
screen?
behind the stage. Yeah. So it's like the massive Apollo sign that goes up.
That goes up.
Yeah.
And so you come out.
You come out of that. Yeah. So then I walked out, and then I was like, I think for the first 30 seconds or 20 seconds, because of the Christmas show, I had a few stuff about Christmas. Well, not really.
Surely the audience were like, "What are you talking about?" Because you go, "Merry Christmas."
No. They know. The audience know it's a Christmas show. So a lot of them are in Christmas stuff.
What's going on with all those mince pies?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, but he had just had something about Home Alone, and then I had something about how I was dressed in a black tracksuit, like Home Alone Croydon or whatever. So that was calm. But then I was just in my head, I was just looking for 20 seconds, I'm looking at, I'm like, there's bad people here, fucking hell.
Have you done the Apollo before?
Never.
No.
Never
Okay.
done the Apollo. So I was like, right, there's bad people here. And I was like, say your jokes, bro. And I just said it, and then that was it. It was just, from that point, it was piss easy.
It was a fun game.
It was almost too easy.
Yeah.
It was always like, you know, you have, okay, this is the joke. These are the two jokes leading up to the big joke.
Yeah.
The first small joke would get an applause break.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh shit, I had to drop a routine because I ran out of time because I just kept.
That's great.
Yeah.
That must feel, you swagger off the stage.
It was so, honestly,
That's
so
nice.
good. And I did feel like, okay, it's justified that. Because the reason why I felt like I had to smash it is I feel like the industry is kind of out of tune in comedy, I think so. So I think what happens is like, and I don't think it's like anything but kind of laziness. I think they're just comfortable in what has happened before. So they don't really seek out new stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for example, after the gig, I was with my agent, and then the BBC commissioner came, which was chatting, and she was like, because what happens, you have to send like a warm-up tape for the set you're going to do, right? So she was like, "Oh, Andrew, we watched your tape. We thought it was brilliant. We thought it was absolute." But she was like, "We didn't know, like, sort of thing, like, we don't really book acts like yourself. Like, we don't really know what's, you know what I mean?" And I was like, "What do you mean?"
What, as in, because of
The type of material I'm doing.
But you're not doing alternative material.
But that's my point. The point is like, who do you book then? Because if you go to Top Secret,
you talk about. I mean, I've only seen you gig a handful of times. But it's like you're talking about London. You're talking about football. You're talking about you're talking about what I would consider you like an incredibly obvious pick for the mainstream.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like
they don't come to. We saw that Top Secret gigs.
They don't. So it's like they don't know
people that are doing well on social media.
Yeah, my point is like they just look at this person had a good year, so we'll put them.
And
we put this person
and
before.
You don't do Edinburgh.
Exactly.
So is that because what I'm trying to figure out is like, if not you, where are they finding people?
And that's my point. That's why I said they're out of tune.
Yeah.
So there's so many acts that when I think of like, I'll give you a perfect example. I mean, I'm signed to United, yeah, massive agency in the industry. If I do a showcase gig for United and I look at the lineup, I don't know anybody. That's weird. I know everybody. I gig every day. I'm really outside. So if I don't know you, that means you're not outside. That's a fact. So you will do those gigs where the whole industry is in there and they're being showcased people that are not really there, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So that's what I mean. So that's why I felt like I had to smash it, because I felt if I smash this gig, they will go, oh, where's people like him gigging? And then they will go to Top Secret. They might see a Mike Rice, a Bemi, yourself.
Yeah, you'll open it up.
Yeah, and I felt like, okay, let me just get this right. Not like I'm some like fucking half opener, but I just felt like, let me just get this. Let me just show them, oh, this is what it is. This is how we're doing it out here. Like we're really, because like I think what's happening is like,
there's a hangover from early 2000s, 2010 TV comedy.
Yeah.
And comedy has moved, I think, for the better, like back into live events.
Yeah.
And back, and then obviously social media is like capturing it.
Yeah, and I felt like the best people, and it's no disrespect to anyone who's done Apollo before, but I don't think they were the best representation of what comedy is right now.
What the comedy circuit was. And I guess you could also see that from the other perspective. There's a lot of people that got Apollo and then it didn't change their career in the rooms.
Yeah.
And they probably were quite disappointed by it.
Yeah.
But it's the industry's fault.
But
I
remember speaking to Kay Curtin, and he was just like, make sure you just smash it. Like it will do well for you if you smash the gig. And the reason why I was like, you know what, like there were so many people that got it and I thought, oh, they were like, oh, it didn't do anything for me. I was like, it's kind of weird you got it. Do you know what I mean? In a way. And there's so many people that haven't got it. And I think, why not? And I think it's because it's not that people would do, oh, it's a racism thing or whatever it is. I don't think it's that. I just think it's pure like, oh, they don't really know. Because if you think about it, like you got the BBC guys and then you got Ants who books it. He's the only, they're going through him. So if you think about it, it's one guy.
Yeah.
They don't know themselves. It's just what he's saying.
And how do you get onto one guy's radar?
You feel me?
Yeah.
Whereas I don't feel like I see a lot of like commissioners or producers from these mainstream places just saying, oh, like, I'm gonna go to Top Secret.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna go to...
Which is crazy because it's like, that
shouldn't be the job.
Comedians are.
Yeah, shouldn't that be a job? Like, I'm gonna go... Like, you know, back in the day with music, you got A&Rs being like, I'm gonna go to this live gig.
I'm going to this gig. I've heard about this gig. And you'd go to the gig, you'd see the opener.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you'd be like, oh, I saw you opening for these people.
These guys are good, but it's not. It doesn't feel like that anymore.
You go to Top Secret on a Friday. It's like you'll see 8 acts if you wander between the rooms or whatever. And
you'll see some of the best guys.
And you'll see them do 10.
Yeah.
And you'll see a smorgasbord of people, and you'll be like, I've never heard of this person, but they're blowing the roof off this room. Sign them.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at how many people that I see as working comedians are not signed. And I'm amazed how many people I know that are signed and not getting any gigs.
And that's my point. And it's like, and that's why I think like sometimes I'm looking at rosters. I'm like, oh, you signed this person because you never seen them.
That explains why I'm not signed.
No, I genuinely believe
that's the
industry.
industry.
A lot of the time it's like they're just a bit lazy. So it's like, and then what happens is like you get people like yourself or Mike Rice who put in work, and you get to a certain level where they start coming. You're like, well, why? Why don't I need you now? Do you know what I mean? So
well, I emailed, it was when I started, like a year ago, I emailed loads of agents and they were just like, not interested. So I was like, oh, okay. Because I thought agents booked you gigs. My understanding of the comedy industry was like agents book you gigs, they help you open for other people on tour, they get you on TV. And then kind of very slowly realized that like a lot of those things aren't true. You kind of have to get it yourself.
Everything comes just, and that's what I always tell people, like, I look at it, what happens is that when you get into an industry, you start thinking your industry is the world.
Yeah.
So my friends don't know anything about who signs to who. They just go, I like Kane Brown. I like Mo. I like this person.
And that's who they're going to go see. That's who they're going to buy tickets.
That's how comedians should start thinking. Because what happens is like, we stop thinking as comedy fans. We start thinking as comedians. But really and truly, you're a fan of this. So in your art, in your creation, in how you move, you should move how the fan of you would want to consume it, if that makes sense.
And for you, so you're running like regular gigs where the material's a bit different each time. You haven't done the traditional route of going to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, doing a tour. Like, what is your ultimate kind of 5-year goal? Because you're kind of cross-saddling two worlds. They're both in entertainment. But like, how do you prioritize between kind of the TV work, the comedy live work, and like what is the absolute goal? What would you love to be doing in 2-3 years time?
Well, in 2-3 years time, I would love to stop doing anything TV and that and just do my tour, live shows and
the TV is like a marketing tool to get some fans in the door, and it's work.
It's work. It's good money and stuff. So it's like, I look at it like that. But ultimately, I just want to be a touring act. I want to do my shows. I want to be able to be like, okay, I'm putting on this shows. People are going to come. I want to do this show for whatever purpose it is, whether it's I'm working out new stuff or whatever, or tour show, and then, and then leave. Because I don't really like being a part of this. I think this stuff is a circus act. It's a circus. It's like shucking and jiving and like, being nice to this person who's talking shit about you in the green room before. It's like, I don't want to be around. You mean
the comedy circle or the industry?
The whole thing.
Both,
I think both is just long.
It's very, it does feel competitive and
it's that. And I don't,
zero sum game. It's like, but there's not enough people that are like, oh, we're stronger together as acts.
It's
a lot
and
of
it's
like
it's a lot of it's you or me. It's a lot of backstabbing. It's a lot of that. So I don't really want to be a part of that anymore. So that is how I kind of look at it. And also it's like I just want to do what I want to do, if that makes sense. Like I love doing comedy, I love jokes, and that's what I kind of want my career to be about, if that makes sense. But I suppose like I look at it like a lot of the times we do things, and I think it's because I'm like the youngest in my family, I've always felt like I've been able to look at things from perspective of, oh, you lot have been through this. This makes sense. This doesn't make sense. So, for example, I didn't go to university, innit? All my brothers went to university, and my mom was like, "You going?" And I was like, "No." My brother did criminology in uni. He's now a banker. That means he wasted $9,000. There's no point, sort of thing. And I felt like that. How I looked at the comedy industry. Why would I go to Edinburgh? That makes no sense.
Yeah,
it doesn't make.
All people are doing is coming back complaining it was so expensive.
Yeah.
No one was there.
No one was there.
Yeah.
What? It didn't do anything for you. Why would I spend $20,000 to go and do that?
You're learning from other people's mistakes.
I just be like, that doesn't make no sense.
Yeah,
do you understand? And it's an old way of doing it. Do you know what I mean?
So
that's kind of how I look at how I've always looked at it. I'm like, well, social media clips, people come to my show. Why would I then go to Edinburgh getting some random person that don't really want to be there has been dragged along? That don't make no sense to me. Do you know what I mean?
And so when did you realize you had that ability to make jokes and hold people's attention? Because I heard you talking again on another podcast about being like a preacher as a kid. Yeah. And obviously, I mean, I'm not the first one to make the comparison, but there's a certain similarity between preaching and comedy in a weird way.
Yeah. It's almost the same thing.
And do you find it was that because you were the youngest kid, so you kind of had the confidence, you were kind of left alone a little bit? I mean, where did that come from? Where you started wanting to get up and you were talking about preaching on the bus?
Yeah. So, on a deeper level, survival, innit? Man's growing up in the ends. The ends is shitty, bro. The ends is tough. Your mum's struggling for money. You trying to get out the ends. Every guy in the ends trying to get out the ends, innit? Some guys sold drugs, some guys in gangs, some guys play football. So my thing was, how am I getting out the ends, innit? And also when you're living in dire circumstances, a lot of the times you're joking around because if you don't laugh, you'll cry, innit? So a lot of the times growing up, it's this banter and it's just trying to get the shit off you onto this guy. So I was always good at bantering, if that makes sense. And then growing up in church was and I do this bit in my acts about how God is for the poor, innit? Because wherever there's deep poverty, there's deep religion, right? And I just remember growing up, church, Oak Kent Road, churches everywhere, innit? And I used to think, this might be my ticket out, if that makes sense. And I was just was naturally good at public speaking and that. And
because there's more of a desperation for some sort of hope,
miracles,
miracles
you need,
to come.
How am I getting out of this? Do you know what I mean? So I started going to church and that, and obviously at the time you're thinking it's because I'm connecting with God and all of that stuff. But I'm saying looking back at it in hindsight, it's actually a survival thing. So it's sometimes I'll be in different ends. I'm shook, so I know if I preach on this bus, I'll probably be calm. Do you know what I mean?
Well, if you preach or you make people laugh, you're safe.
Yeah, exactly. It was
religion and humor are definitely two things that are tribal and are kind of very herd, in group. Oh, he's making us laugh, so we're friendly. Oh, he's preaching, so we've got this connection. It's the same thing where if you get some rowdy guys on a bus or whatever start giving you shit and then you connect that you're both Arsenal fans, suddenly
you're in, because
now you've gone from strangers to part of a completely arbitrary group, by the way. But it's the difference between a crowd and a herd. So it's if you're on the tube and it's busy, everyone around you kind of hate, but then if the tube stops and the announcer comes on and goes, we're going to be delayed, you kind of look at the person next to you and you go, oh, because now you're in the shit together and you've got a common enemy.
Exactly. So that's kind of how it was growing up.
That's so interesting.
When I was in church, I was just fascinated. And obviously there was my mum is a devout Christian, but my mum is a Christian for the right reasons. If that means she cares about people, she wants people to do, etc. I wasn't that. I was more all right, cool, I'm in the church now. How can I get up in the church? I want to be a preacher. I wanted to be the main guy, if that makes sense. I didn't want to be an usher or work in Sunday school. So I was how can I hold these people's attention? I'd watch I was just fascinated with obviously I loved comedy at the time, so I'd watch loads of comedy. And Chris Rock was my favorite comedian, as I said, because he kind of does comedy like a preacher.
That? There's a lot of a great American. I mean, Sam Kinison and that. They're all preachers.
They're all
Bill
his
Hicks.
dad was a preacher. And I remember when I first watched Bigger and Blacker, my brother was watching it. I remember thinking, and also my church is from
American church.
Yeah, they came down, so they kind of sounded like my preacher. He kind of sounded like Pastor Carney. I was thinking, but he was swearing. I'm that can't be. So that's when I was intrigued by who this guy was, sort of thing. So it was just I was always fascinated, and I always felt one thing I loved about Chris Rock was like he made like jokes and points and takes on things that were reality, if that makes sense. Which is like my cousin loved like Chappelle, but I didn't really connect with Chappelle as much because Chappelle stuff was very surreal.
Yeah.
Whereas Chris Rock stuff was like, we need bullet control. We need, you know what I mean? It was stuff like that.
This is what marriage looks like.
Yeah. It felt practical. So it's like I was just always intrigued in that. And obviously, growing up in a church, the preachers would take things that were real and like use it in a spirituality way. So it's like it was very like I just loved like speech and like watching people like that. And then like I just knew eventually I just started realizing like, oh, my thing is to do that, but in forms of jokes and like 100%. Funny. Yeah. So
I really relate to that. I mean, completely different scenario, but like I was raised Catholic, and the same thing where when I would watch the like, you know, the sermon, you know, when it's basically when he gets a 5-minute spot to take something that's happening and then connect it to the word of God or whatever. And I didn't like going to church, but I loved
that bit,
that bit, because I was like, this person's holding our attention because of their cadence and their clarity.
Yeah. And I remember like got to a point where like I stopped like now if I go to church, I only go to watch I literally just
100%.
go there at the time the preacher's on. As soon as he finishes, I'm out.
I watch them online sometimes.
Yeah, I don't do the songs and all of that stuff because I knew like that's the bit I'm kind of going for. That's the bit that's kept me here. So it's like growing up in that, I kind of was naturally. That's why I never felt no type of way when I started comedy, like getting in front of people and stuff.
But you seem to have quite a practical take on religion, which I kind of share, which is like you see it as a tool for people rather than something that you necessarily see as intrinsically true. So you're saying that the scenario people find themselves in makes them more or less attracted to a certain kind of message.
Yeah, so in the Bible it says that though. Like in the Bible it says it's like it's easier for a man to pass through the eye of a needle, a camel to pass through the eye of a needle, than a rich man to enter heaven.
Yeah, the meek shall inherit the earth.
Because it's like, why? Because when you're in a position of wealth or security, you don't feel like you need a savior. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like that's why God is prevalent in places of desperation, poor places, prison, war. It's all of those places.
So I fully agree with that. The thing I've never understood is that like I grew up around like rich people, and the really rich ones get back into God.
Yeah, but the reason why is because religion is a tool of power.
Yeah.
So religion really isn't God.
No.
I believe religion is actually anti-God. Like Jesus in the Bible was killed by religious people. They're the ones that wanted Jesus dead. It wasn't the common guy, because religion is rules and tools and how to control people. So like my church, it was, oh, God, like, come as how you are, God loves you. But then eventually it just becomes why are you not wearing a suit? Why are you not here at this time? Why are you not doing this? Why? It becomes a way of controlling people. And the rich need a tool to control. So that's how I think it works. Yeah.
They also need a justification for their own actions.
They need justification for the most horrific acts.
Yeah.
If you think about all the people that have committed heinous acts upon human beings, they all say God told me they did it.
Well, and also a lot of people commit a heinous act and then they very conventionally
start the repentance. Yeah.
A Russell Brand podcast in the US appealing to that. But I found it crazy, like the last couple of years watching, in American religion as well is just an extreme example about it. You get the American Catholic right, and you're just like, I don't understand how you've managed to take God, which is meant to be a kindness and a fucking humility and an altruism, and then you're reading all these passages, and then you're a billionaire and you think they apply to you, and you've changed it. Like that guy, I don't know if you saw Peter Thiel.
No.
So Peter Thiel was one of the first investors in Facebook and LinkedIn, but he runs a company called Palantir. He's one of the Elon Musk mafia. Palantir is the $400 billion company that do all the weaponry and drones for the US Army. He is convinced that the Antichrist has returned in the form of Greta Thunberg.
That's crazy.
And it's like, you have $50 billion. You create drones and missiles, but your religious worry is a Swedish schoolgirl.
But yeah, that's another thing. But I think
How have you weaponized
that's crazy, bro.
religion like this? That makes me I feel bad for people like you're talking about your mum. Like I know I grew up around a lot of religious people that are religious for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And they're kind and they're charitable and they lean into all of those aspects of it. And I feel like every time a billionaire or a kind of sexual assault comedian leans into into the religion, they undo work that
and that's what it is. 'Cause that's what I always try to tell people, like, don't be religious, be biblical. Don't be religious, be like spiritual, like, because they're not the same thing. Like religion is all like, it's all rules. It's all don't do this, you're doing this. And also what people really do is just take the rules they like.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? They just go, that works for me right now.
Yeah.
Respect your mother and father.
Yeah.
So if I slap you in the face or like you catch me cheating on your mum, don't say anything because God says you. It's all a power tool.
And also
whereas the Bible will go, wait, but God told you also don't commit adultery. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I didn't get that.
yeah.
That's number 8, I think. I got to 4 and I was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. So that's kind of
it's the same with the Constitution. The American Constitution, where it's just like the right to bear arms or whatever, and they go, we got to lean into that. And, what? That was about holding your own militia. What are we talking about? You got an Uzi. There's no way they could have comprehended an Uzi. I had religion. A lot of my Irish side of my family, Irish Catholic, worked in the church quite high up, and they would talk about things which weren't in the Bible. They'd be like, well, that's not in the Bible, so it's not natural, so it's bad. And I'd be like, nothing about my life
is in the Bible.
None of this was in the Bible. You know what I mean? There's no Huel in the Bible. There's no podcasts in the Bible.
But I think what we have to get back to is almost like, oh, I want to do this. So I always say to people, like, excuse for something, it's worse than the thing. So if someone don't like black people, that's fine. Because we can build on that. There's loads of people who are racist and not racist anymore. There's loads of people who are homophobic who are not homophobic anymore. So that's not irrefutable. What's irrefutable if you go, I don't like black people because they stab people? That's not true though. So now you're lost in...
You're lost in the justification rather than the initial statement.
Because you can feel things. Like you can feel some type of way about people. You can feel some type of way about things or have bigots, have like, biases or whatever. That's fine. And it's like, oh, why? Okay, you have an issue with black people. Why? Let's talk about that. But don't say, oh, I'm right because of this. And that's what these rich intellectual people be doing now. They're looking for, these are your reasons. Go on, I'm making these arguments for you to justify how you feel.
Well, that's what racial scientific theory was originally, where they're like, they're looking at like, skull sizes and intelligence, and they're looking for a justification for something that they should have just explored the original point of. You know what I mean?
That's what
they were like, I don't want to like these people, so I need to find something.
A reason why. And it's like, we
just start at the initial point.
And it's like, there's not enough like, oh, I don't want to change the Second Amendment because I like shooting at my gun range. Cool.
Fine.
let's talk about that.
Fine.
Let's weigh up if that's worth it.
Maybe let's just make getting a gun a little bit harder.
Yeah. But if you're like, oh yeah, man, I'm trying to protect my family. Yeah. It's like,
well, it's like, have you seen those interviews with people in sort of, white rural towns in England? James Acaster has one in Kettering where he asked that guy, like, why are you protesting against legal migrants? And he goes, well, we're too full. There's too many of them. And James Acaster looks around and it's just an empty town square. And he goes, well,
where are they?
It's not. Where are they? And he goes, well, I don't know. But
that's my point.
Well, let's go to your original bias, rather than this bullshit. Like, oh, we're now full.
Yeah, and it's like that's calm. Like I always say that it's like if I know what the real issue is, then it's like, bro, like what's actually happening there? So it's like you'll get guys like, for example, in my group chat happened the other day, and they were talking about homosexuality. Yeah, in the Bible says it's an abomination. Yeah, I've read the Bible loads of times. Where it talks about homosexuality, it also talks about fornication. It also talks about loads of sexual immorality that you guys all do. So you if the gay guy going to hell, you in the same queue as him.
You're on the bus with him. Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like, okay, tell us the real reason why it's there.
Yeah.
And then it's like, don't use God as your tool. Don't use whatever.
Yeah.
Just be like, yo, it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All right. then we can talk about that. Then we can justify that. And also another thing is like, I don't think people leave their house enough. That's one thing.
100%.
A lot of people don't leave their house. So a lot of people, I see people that do takes, on big major issues. They're always in their bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys think what's on your phone is what's happening.
Yeah.
Do you feel me? Like,
Yeah.
if you just looked at your phone, you'll feel like, bruv, if I leave my house now, it's a race war.
It's a race war. And also everyone.
Yeah, everyone is involved. It's like, no.
And every single person is trans. Like if I judged the media and my phone,
the whole world is trans.
I'd go outside and go, wow, there's not as many trans people as I was expecting. It is like crazy. And this, I feel like, and we're running out of time, so I'll wrap it up shortly. But do you find, what are your thoughts on the kind of culture war that we have on like free speech on comedy? Because you have a lot of people, like you said, in basements saying comedians can't say anything. When I tell someone I'm a comedian, if they're of a certain age, the first thing they will say is, you must not be able to say anything anymore.
I think what happened is,
you go to a club and you're like, we watch Mike Rice,
I'll give you,
then then someone else at Top Secret. I'm like, we've covered a lot of things very quickly.
I think what happened is two things. I think what happened was, one, a lot of bad comedians started to realize that they couldn't get away with their bad comedy anymore. Right?
So they went edgy.
No, so they said it is edgy. They
said,
so what I'm saying is, like, for example, I remember one time.
Name some names.
No, I'm not saying it. But I'll give you an example.
No one's listening at the 56-minute mark. You can get away with it.
I'll give you an example, I'll never forget this. And I remember, like, we were playing, like, this is ages ago. We were playing, like, Rondo, back on my ends, cage football, And I remember someone, like, booted the ball up, And Ebbs, being a great footballer he was, just brought it down and played, 2 touches. And I remember someone saying in the thing, like, if someone did that, if someone gave me a ball like that, I wouldn't even attempt it, innit? And Ebbs was like, oh, that's because you're not good. Because the difficulty in that ball would showcase how good you are. So you'd want that, right? It's the same with comedy. What happened was, like, things got sensitive, but that's a good thing, because now you can really showcase how good you are. Yeah. You understand? If it's just free for all, say whatever, you're basically Mad Max. You might as well just fucking do that. Yeah. But there's a difference between an F1 driver and just someone that's driving crazy on the road. Those guys are skilled because the track's difficult, you can get around it. How good are you? So there was that problem. And then what happened was, like, another side is, a lot of people did the other thing of, like, the cancelling comedians and stuff, was people not going outside, right? So I got in a bit of a TikTok thing with some guy who made this thing about comedy, about how comedy's dying. There's not a lot of fresh acts. All people do is crowd work at comedy clubs, etc., etc. And I basically said, this is a really bad, lazy take. This is the same guy saying hip hop is dead because it's just mumble rap. Well, that means you're just looking at it from a surface level. If you're into hip hop, you'll know that's 1% of it. Yeah. If you go to comedy clubs,
it's never been more open.
It's not like that, right? Yeah. And he was like, I am going to comedy clubs. And I said, oh, well, me and you can't have this conversation because I am a comedian. I do this every day. I'm in a comedy club every single night. That doesn't happen. So that means you don't go to comedy clubs, because if you did, you wouldn't have that take. And I think what's happening is two sides are making this thing polarizing. So you got one side, people like, comedians do this, who don't go to comedy. And you got bad comedians saying, well, we can't say anything. But it's like, no, that's a skill issue you guys have, if that makes sense. So I think, again, it's like both, like, and those two sides are the loudest sides, if that makes sense.
Well, and because they're both there, they each validate each other's existence.
Yeah.
Because those people on TikTok are going, yeah, well, look what this comedian said. Yeah. And you're going, yeah, but he's not in the clubs either. So you two are just as bad as each other.
And again, what really annoyed me is when I comment on that thing, another comedian commented who I've seen who is fucking horrific. Basically was saying, it's the comedy club's fault. You know, they're old school. They don't book, since COVID, they haven't booked new acts and I'm like, that's not true. That's not true. They haven't booked you because you're not good enough. Mike Rice, myself, Bemi, yourself, so many new acts who are doing new material in, like, big clubs is because you're good enough to do that. And that's what's happened. It's like people just justifying low quality and they're making it a system issue. There's loads of stuff that happens. I remember doing a gig one time, new materials going to Top Secret. A girl was like, "Oh, like, how do I get in that Top Secret?" I said, "It's a notorious hard club to get into. Mark, who owns it, I love him, but he's a bit mad. He don't remember people, etc., etc. But if you're just free one night, just go down there, introduce yourself, get someone that you knows you, etc., etc." So she was like, "Oh, but you are also a man, though." I was like, "Oh, do you think you're not getting on that Top Secret because you're a woman?" She goes, "Yeah." I go, "Okay." So I get the lineup up of the night I was on. 2 women on the lineup. I said, "Look at the lineup, yeah? For you to get onto that means one of these people can't, right? Who are you better than?"
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No one. That's why you're not on. That's the main reason why you're not on. No, now are there systematic issues that marginalize black people, women, gays, or whatever?
Yeah, 100%.
Sure. But first and foremost, you're not on because you're not good enough.
Yeah, and it was interesting. I've heard people complain about not getting on because the club is too old-fashioned, just booking white men. And then the next day heard someone complain they didn't get on because it's gone too woke and it's just black people and women.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm there." And then the next time they're like, "Yeah, but you're only there because you're a man." And then it's like, "You were telling me that I can't get on because I'm a white guy or I'm straight." And they're like, "Well, you can only get on if you're..." And I'm like, if you really believed that you could only get on because it's gone woke, then you would rock up to Top Secret and be like, "Everyone here should be a black lesbian."
Yeah.
They're not.
They're not. They're not. Guys are just funny.
It's a really, like indicative broad stroke of maybe sometimes you look at a lineup and there's like, well, they've already got an act that's quite similar to me, so I'm not going to get on at the same night as that person. That's just like curation.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like the same way on online. People see. I've had people complain that my material. I've had people like call me a Tory or like hate me because I'm posh, and then you get people hating you because you're doing left wing material, and then I'm like, which one is it? Which
one am I?
You got to pick a side here,
yeah. And that's what I think. Like people just have their thing, and it triggers them or whatever. But ultimately, I just think it's people who are bad and people who are misinformed talking the loudest. Whereas because we're doing it, we don't really care, so we just be like, "Oh."
Well, the busier you are doing the job, the less time you have to talk.
And that's why I
say
hate
on TikTok.
You outside of your house a lot of the time.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people are not leaving their house.
No.
That's why you think. That's why you think there's Pakistani grooming gangs everywhere. You don't leave your house.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So what are you talking? We're in a hybrid. I tell you what, if you think that everything's got a little bit too overrun, go to Clapham. My God. I went to school in Clapham. I haven't been to Clapham in maybe 5 years. I went to meet up with some of my boys from my primary school.
Yeah.
I walked from Clapham Junction past the Clapham Grand, the like nightclub kind of comedy venue. 800 people stood outside in the queue.
Oh my God.
I was like, I recognized every single one. I was like, this is every single private school student in one. There was not one bit of diversity in that
lineup.
And I walked all the way along to Wandsworth and I was like, we need more boats.
Yeah.
This is gross.
We need more boats.
We need more boats. Right, I've taken an hour of your time, so I'm going to wrap it up. Andrew Mensah, thank you very, very much for joining me. Do you have anything you want to plug coming up? Obviously, the podcast and the shows. Tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, so me and Bemi do our podcast and live show. We saw that Alfie does our thumbnails for that. I'm going to book you as soon as we finish to come on and do it.
I just got your message from Bemi actually.
That would be great. So yeah, we do live last Tuesday of every month at Top Secret Comedy Club. It's a live show. It's me and Bemi hosting. We got like other great acts on. It's just a fun time. We've sold out every show. It's bare weird.
It's a great show. I think I was in Edinburgh actually when you had Mo Gilligan on,
Judy Love.
And
Michael May, yeah.
Eze came down.
Yeah, it was mad.
And I saw the picture in the green room and I was like, fuck.
There's a lot of money in that green room.
That's annoying.
I'm not adding to... I'll probably add into 1%.
Every time I'm not at Top Secret is when the celeb comes down. It's like, oh, Chappelle popped in today. You go, well...
Yeah, that was a crazy... Because also, like, we was meant to get Catherine Ryan that day, but she had to drop out for something.
So
we had Mo, and then I just asked Judy on a whim. I was like, Judy, you want to come down? And she did. Yeah. I'll come down.
Go book tickets very
But it's
early
so
till
fun.
we saw
It's
that.
so fun.
They sell out every time, and like you've just heard, you're not going to know who's on the lineup. It's
Yeah.
all the lineups are good. Even if you get there and you don't recognize anybody, they are.
Everyone's good, yeah.
Those are the top comedians doing the circuit. But you're also like Mo Gilligan's going to be there, Julie Love's going to be there,
so fun.
Killers are going to be there, and it's cheap.
Cheap
So
as well.
cheap.
And I'll keep. Obviously, we're socialists at heart.
Yeah.
We're not like you,
Yeah.
posh boys trying to control the whole.
I would have bumped those tickets right up. I would have bumped those up to 20 quid a pop, drinks deal, merch, the whole thing. But Andrew's a man of the people.
Trying to be a man of not for long though.
Wait until he sells out Union Chapel of the fucking Royal Albert Hall that we're next
I'm ready,
to.
man. I'm ready to sell out. I'm ready to be like you, bro. I'm ready to be a Tory. Man. Let me know the tax bracket.
It's not fun being a broke Tory, I tell you that. Everybody hates you and you don't even get to have fun.
But thanks for having me, bro. Yeah, we saw that. Check that out. We drop a pod every Friday as well, so we appreciate everyone tuning in. Alfie, thanks for having me. Alfie, one of the best up and coming comedians, man. For the first time I saw him, I thought this guy's going to be really good.
That's very
He's
kind.
got a good attitude as well.
Andrew's always been an idol of mine. You were hosting when I was doing open mic, so it's cool that we now get to gig together every now and again. If you want to see me, I've got a couple tickets left to a special I'm taping on Sunday at Top Secret Comedy Club, which we've just been talking about. And that will be it until the new year for me. Listen to the pod, tell a friend, follow Andrew.
Love.
Goodbye.